Double check to make sure that we're live.
Yeah, we are live, Brennan.
We are live. I hope
Mm.
so. Cool.
So,
All right.
hello everyone. Welcome to the BIM podcast after show with the eye candy.
Yes,
Um,
the best looking people. Sorry, Mikey. You left. You
Now
had to
look,
take care. You had to take care of the wifey.
yeah, now me and Brennan can run riot.
Yeah. Now we can say really bad things.
Yeah, they're gone. Let's talk about them.
Let's talk about Mike.
Yeah, no,
Actually,
let's talk
we
about
were
Mike. No, let's talk about Mikey because
okay.
Mikey's a little bit insecure that you're going to steal his wife.
I mean, look at her.
It's going to happen.
Anybody
It's
will.
going to happen.
I'm not the only one. She's, look, if they're ever coming to California, I will
Hmm.
take her. She will not
Let,
be leaving.
let's face it. Mikey is massively punching above his weight.
Yeah,
Huge.
definitely.
As am I,
Yeah.
because I don't know how my Kerry puts up with me because I'm a dullard. I just make beautiful babies. That's all I can do.
That's all. It's your contribution right now.
And produce content for the Bin podcast. Other than that, I'm a write-off.
Yeah, exactly. I also want to say something real quick. I
Go on.
wanna
Oh, hello.
say something. Look at that. That's my girl.
Oh, hello.
I know. Hey, Kristen.
Oh, this is great.
I know.
This is great.
I'm glad. Well, she was just explaining to us that she doesn't get to watch the show because she works during the time that we record. But
Do you know what would be funny if she came in here?
if she would like to, she's
Hmm.
welcome. Kristen, please let me know. I will be more than happy to let you in here. But
Kristen, Mikey's rig's just sitting there. Just put your
uh,
headphones on. And just come on in.
yeah, just log in. It's fine. It's easy.
Yeah.
You'll find us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you and I were getting a little nostalgic about the
Yeah.
past,
We were reminiscing about that period between, I would say, 1998 to 2005.
which
We
is like that time. That
yeah.
time period is like
Sweet spot.
when it comes to your formidable years. So I was as I was showing, like my glass was
Mm-hmm.
1995. So when it comes to when I became a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
that's that time period. That late 90s, early 2000s was that time where I became a teenager. So that time is when a lot of who I am today really started.
Yeah.
And
100%.
and that so that to me is like when it comes to like my movies that I watch, the
Yep.
TV shows that I watch, the music I listen to. Uh,
Was you a Buffy fan?
I never got into Buffy.
No. Oh
I
my god.
never got into Buffy.
I loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was like, yeah, that and then Angel and all sort of like them pop culture shows of the
Yeah.
time. Just amazing. I loved that. And then you had things like the Matrix come out around that sort of time. Again, you had, like we spoke before, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. You had the big,
You got
the
a
Rock, Stone Cold.
fellow fan, by the way.
Yeah. Ah, there you go. You see.
See, see.
Yeah, that's a lady with impeccable taste in programs, but just not men. Um,
She has impeccable taste of women too, but I'm just letting you know.
yeah, well, I'm not gonna dispute you on that one,
No,
but
no.
yeah, but just that whole era. What do you think was about that era that was um so special? Because it really was a transitional period between I'll tell you what it was. Polyphonic ringtones.
I was gonna say this. I think that time period between like 90, probably 97,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, yeah.
late in the 97, early in the 98 to about 2004 is when technology in
Yeah.
media, such
Yeah.
as computer graphics and synthesized music
That's a great
the
shout. That's a great shout.
and the use of the internet for communication. That
Yeah.
was that time period where technology made us. It turned us into who we are today because we had the technology. So the the movies and TV shows all spent a lot more time relying on the use of
Mm,
technology to do special effects, to do sound, to just uh, communicate with their audience
yeah.
about how like that to get it out there. I think the technology was a major part of it, and without that, we would not be here today.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be
I,
able to do technology.
on Muse's debut album, they've got a song called Instant Messenger, and that came out in 1999.
Right.
And you remember the old "You've got mail"?
Well, they
That
made an
whole
entire movie
yeah,
based
yeah,
around that particular phrase, and that's one of those things that, like, yeah, we look back on that and say, oh, like, oh, that's cute, you've got mail, how
mm.
special it was to get email back then.
It
and
was
now
so. It
and
was.
now you've got nothing but you have filters in your
Uh, yeah.
in
Now
the
it's like
email that gets rid of spam. Like,
yeah,
it's so interesting to look back and think that getting an email from somebody else, especially somebody you didn't know,
mm,
or somebody you met once or something, that was like a miracle. Like,
yeah,
somebody out there remembers who I am. But now it's like I can't get these people away from me.
yeah. No, it's
I
just
mean,
constant spam.
as it was in my evening last night, getting catfished. They're like
What?
random text message.
Hang on, you was getting catfish last night.
I was getting catfished last night.
Oh, hello. What's going on here?
But, well, I received a text message last night from somebody looking for another person
Hmm.
with a male name. I would say I'm not going to give away any information because
Yeah, no,
I
just
don't
no,
like
don't do that.
that idea. It's not this person was looking for a guy that they met on a dating site and that they
Mm,
couldn't meet up at one point. And my response was, politely, sorry, you have the wrong number. Just like, that's what you do. Go away, basically.
mm,
I received a picture of what seemed to be a young woman taking a picture of herself. And I received it and I looked at it and I politely said, you have the wrong number.
hmm.
Something normal people would do. Like, thanks, but no thanks. Then the response to me saying that sorry, you have the wrong number again was, oh, I guess there's just some there's not all guys are bad. Would you like to text? And, like, what's your name kind of
What?
thing.
Not all guys are bad.
Yeah. Oh, looks all not all guys are bad. Do you want
S-
to text what's your name? And I'm like, nope. I
So,
blocked.
so not all guys are bad after sending a picture of a girl.
So there, yeah. So I
Oh,
my
fuck off.
my impression was that she believed that I was a man,
Yeah.
um, and that she wanted to talk to me. Now, um, that usually they're like at that point, there the huge red flag going. Well, it's she obviously thought that she I'm only assuming that it is a female because of the picture. That person
How dare you judge their
email
pronouns?
they texted me based on what they thought if I was a male, and they're like,
Mm.
"Are you this person?" "Oh no, I'm not this person." "Oh, then why don't we still text because you're being very polite to me." Um, so I figured that I really didn't want to get into any situation in which I was giving anybody any private information, including
Mm.
my name, even though my name I was not interested. I looked at the picture. It just a skinny,
It
dead
was
behind the eyes woman, just
it,
nothing there.
it was not Jenna or Kristen.
No, there was no like life behind them. There was no like, brain
Mm.
inside of that. But not my type, if I must
Mm.
say. Um I
Can
like
I
somebody
can I
with
tell can I
passion.
can I tell you a little story about that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Um, Now, geographically, I could not be more separated from you guys in the States. And I'm a moderator on another show, Going In Raw, Stephen Larson's show. And there are what we call friendos, which is just basically all the people that are involved in that show. And one of the friendos decided to engage in conversation with someone, and that someone was a catfish, and asked them to send explicit pictures, which he did. And then, to stop these explicit pictures being circulated, they asked for money, because like, now we got you, we've got your bits now. Um,
Wow.
yeah, send us money and we won't circulate these pictures. And so
Wow.
the first thing this person did was like, "Oh, I don't believe you. If that is the case, send the pictures to my friend Wayne."
Wow.
I spoke up and I was like, "What the?"
Oh, wow.
And this person, you know, on Facebook where it's like, you've got that separate inbox where it's
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, like so and so has tried to send you a message, and
Yeah.
hit, and my colleague at the other show has sent me this message going, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Why the fuck did you send me their details? Why did you send them to
Right.
me?" And he's
Right.
like, "Oh, because you're the furthest person away." So I thought
Wow. There you go.
I'm like, "Mate, fuck off. You're a cunt. Like you've dropped me right in it. Stop it." And
Oh.
yeah, I didn't open the message because he obviously pre-warned me. But
Right.
yeah, you have got to be so careful and vet every interaction you have with strangers on the
You're
internet
right.
now. It's
Well, that's what I did. Like I immediately was like, this person is trying to get information from me because
yep,
it wasn't like, oh, I'm sorry, my mistake, and then off they went. They wanted to continue talking to me, and the first thing they asked is my name.
yeah,
And there's no way I'm
uh,
giving anybody my name.
no. What is it, Brenna Duncan? It's right there. It's right there.
Well, this person obviously does not listen to the BIM podcast. They would know who I
Bro,
am.
that person cannot be informed now.
No, the I was saying like I only like intelligent women who watch the BIM podcast. Like The Beautiful Kristen or The Beautiful Jenna are my types. I'm sorry. Yeah, where's Carrie? Carrie can get on this.
Oh no, I was just hoping some of that would land on me, but obviously I'm chopped liver.
Yes, yes, you are.
Sorry, mate.
According to Florence, you are chopped liver.
I really
Your
am. I
foot is
really am.
edible at that
Yeah.
point.
Oh, it really is.
It is.
Again, just to go back to an off-air conversation that we had.
What do we have
My,
here?
what?
Some The BIM podcast.
Oh, that's just
Who's
me.
who's who's The BIM podcast? Is that you?
That was me that typed that.
You are The BIM podcast? Did
I
you
just put
have?
oi oi. Yeah, I just put oi oi.
Mm,
Sorry, I'm not,
yeah.
I'm not allowed to talk. No First Amendment for them Brits. Them damn limeys.
We told you.
Yeah, I
You
know.
have to get words correct first.
Brenda, let's not go through this again.
We are go with
Aluminium. Come on,
aluminum.
say it with me. Aluminium.
Aluminum. Aluminum.
Aluminium. Color.
No. Color.
With a U.
Color. Clar.
Oh, yeah, but anyway, let's get back to this particular period, this sweet spot of
So
our
our formative years.
yes.
At least my formative years. I'm younger than you.
Only by a bit.
Only
Only by a bit. Like
by a bit.
4 years. 4 years. What is that? 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, we're talking about this kind of this era of you had nu metal, you had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, you had PlayStation 1 being massive, PlayStation 2 just coming out. You had nu metal, punk, all that kind of stuff going on, and we were blitzed with it. And then again, going back to what you were saying about the internet being a new thing, like getting an email was a massive thing, wasn't it?
It was.
I've got an email. Oh.
I mean,
And it'd be like, "How are you?"
And you couldn't, back in the day, you had to pay for every minute that you were on the internet. So you could only go on, like, if you needed that 10-minute window that you were allowed to be on the internet for in order to receive your emails. And if you didn't, you had to wait another day in order to get on there. So it was such a time in which the use of technology was fresh.
Yeah.
Like kids these days, each have like their own iPad, their own Nintendo Switch. They have their own, like they have, some of them even have their own phones. Like, but back in the day, we had 2 TVs in our entire house with cable in it. And the only reason why is because my dad didn't like watching the same shows as we did. So he always had his own. So like we look at technology, I think like our generation looks at technology as growing. We've seen the growth, we've seen the change. So we have seen the use of CGI in movies, and we've seen it change, and we've seen it evolve.
Yeah.
We've seen the evolution of how music is made.
Yeah.
And we've seen the distribution.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to stop you there and say. The distribution of music has changed so much. Don't you think, like, when we was in that age, we would go out and buy a CD that had 12 to 15 songs on it, and that would be in. It was like you had to change the CD. Like you had like I remember one of my poshest cars had a 6 CD changer in the boot. It's like you had to type it in on this song and that, and
I had that too. It was great.
but but
That was
now,
cool. That
yeah,
was the cool thing. Like if you had a CD player in your car and if your mom had a CD player in their car, you were like rich kids.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
you were top right there.
You've got
If you had 3 CD changer in your car,
yeah,
you
you
were that
next
was the
level,
brand
next
new
level.
shiny car. Like you had that. And now it's
Yeah,
like if you're the weirdo who doesn't have the touchscreen navigation, like
yeah.
my car does not have touchscreen navigation in it. Let me tell you. I
Mm.
feel I feel lowly.
Oh,
Um
you, s-
But I have
you,
everything else. I have the satellite radio. I have CD player I never use.
you're such a Neanderthal. It's unbelievable.
Exactly. I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed. But I think we our generation are we appreciate what what technology has done for us
Yeah,
in the terms of entertainment as well
yeah.
as communication.
I think it's because we were there at the inception of what's going on now. So, like, podcasts weren't a thing until I would say 2010, around that sort of time,
Yeah.
and now we're doing one ourselves.
Right.
Um, but the whole like data storage when it comes to music and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
I'll get in my van and I'll just chuck on a podcast and push play from my phone
Right.
to my van stereo, and I'll just
I can play my music on here. I can
yep,
play podcasts on here. I can play audiobooks on here. I
yeah,
can decide what I want to listen to. And if I don't want to listen to any of them, I have satellite radio that I
mm.
have XFM, like the Sirius XM.
Serious, yeah, yeah,
I can flip around and I can flip around there. I can listen to news, I can listen to comedy, I can listen to sports. Like I'm not stuck where we used to be where I mean, I was gonna go on a plane, right? So I was gonna travel on a plane to Las Vegas, and every time I set myself up to what I'm gonna do, such as am I going to listen to music? Am I going to read? Am I going to watch a movie? You know, I have to like pre-download everything. I was so happy because I was leaving on a Saturday and we get Bake Off, new Bake Off episodes on Friday. So I kept myself away from the
oh
new
my
Bake Off
god,
episode.
I
And I
forgot
was
you.
going to watch it on my plane ride because it was just the amount of time
I
from the plane
forgot
ride.
you were such a Bake Off mark. Oh
Um,
my god.
and I couldn't watch it because I wasn't on the damn plane. Anyway, but when it came to travel, like preparing for traveling, back when I was a kid, when we were on a plane, even for an hour, you had to get that stack of CDs.
Mm-hmm.
And you could only
Yeah,
bring so many because you didn't want to bring your big case of
yeah,
CDs. You wanted to bring your small travel one, which could, if you were
yeah,
lucky, hold about 10 CDs. So you had
yeah.
to decide, you had to go through,
It was
make
basically
the
like
decisions
this.
about what CDs you were going to listen to.
This is my work bag, but like you had like a little version of this where you had like a little zip like that, and you could put like 10 CDs in that little wallet, and like just
So you
that's
had to
what you had.
decide, you had to make those decisions about which CDs you were going to be listening to while you were on your trip, not just the flight, but for the rest of the trip, what you were going to be listening to over and over again on your little CD player. And sometimes, like once we started burning our own CDs, then we could be a little bit more
Yeah.
cautious. We could tune it a little bit more. Um, Now we don't have to do that. We have we could carry. This is it. I don't even need a laptop or a tablet. I could just pull out my phone
Mm.
and watch things or
Yeah.
listen to.
Well, like I've literally just replied to a comment in text on that.
Yeah.
Right. Whilst, by the way, still watching us.
You
It's
still have it
okay.
on. At least somebody, at least one of us is what. No, I'm watching this on YouTube right
Yeah,
now.
it's there.
I...
Getting the numbers up, Brenna. Getting the numbers up.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
Just kidding.
by the way, um, our merch. This is something that I didn't speak about earlier. Our merch, it's due tomorrow. So I've then got to send it out to you, Mikey Jartan.
Yeah.
But we've got everyone who's listening, 3 different hat variants. We've got the winter bobble hat. We have the red baseball cap, and we have the grey and silver baseball cap. Plus the baseball shirt, which you can customize and have your own at on it.
Ooh. Hey,
Mm,
you see
hello,
that?
hello,
You
my
know who
darling.
that is? You know who that is?
Uh, Brenna, tell
Yeah.
Jenna to fire up her rig and get in here.
Uh, I mean, I can't force anybody to do anything, but we are available.
Yeah, she can. Oh,
She's at work.
she's at work.
But I'm going to see her on Sunday, and we're going to be recording. And the only way that you're going to be able to see anything that we record
Oh,
at any point is going to be becoming a patron on patreon.com/the bin podcast. And that's the only way. Because we are very important ladies, and we will not be giving it out for free. Just
Jenna,
saying.
Jenna, as you're on your break or not working currently, quickly jump in here, show your beautiful face, and let's provide the people with what they want to see. They want to see Brenna and Jenna. Just quickly, just pop in, and then you can go back to work. You know, saving lives and doing what you do. You amazing human, you.
See, proof.
Yep.
She loves me. I
Wow.
love her. It's true.
Wow. This is what the bin podcast does.
Yeah.
Bringing love together.
I don't want to bother her during work time.
No,
she has
I do because it's late at night for me.
no. Wind your neck in, okay?
Wow.
Wind your neck in.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I will take my medicine when it comes to wind my neck in. Yes, fair enough. I distribute that word, well, those words, many times during our show. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Wind your neck in.
Yep.
Anyway,
she's sneaking a peek. She's sneaking a
she's
peek.
sneaking a peek.
She's a little cheeky wave.
Uh,
Hello, mate.
Anyway, let's we're coming close on our 30-minute.
Yeah.
So
Mark, do you want to round up on the?
Yeah. So I think we talking about sort of where we are now in these kids that are reliant so heavily on technology. I mean, they spent almost an entire year completely doing everything via an online um, platform. Their school was there, their friends were there, their family was there, their entertainment was there. Like, what is going to happen to them? Is this officially where these kids are going to be, or is there going to be something? Are we going to see these younger kids, such as the ones that went through maybe preschool online or at home. Maybe we call that at home because not a lot of them went online, but they were home. Um, are they going to come out of this fine without any problems when we see, like you and I talking about the formative years, the teenage years, the puberty years where your brain kind of retends you, it forms you.
Yeah.
Are these teenagers like during this time, are they going to be okay? Because as far as I know, there's a lot of depression that is happening, a lot more than there was before. There
Yeah.
anxiety, things like drug use and even suicide
Yeah.
is something that is concerning. Like the
It's
academics, I'm not too worried about the academics because look, I know people who during our high school years were not intelligent. They barely got through their classes, but they're fine now. They have
yeah.
families, they have good jobs, they're fine. I'm not worried about the academics. I'm more worried about how they view the world.
I think you touched on something quite oh, the thing that I worry about is that we have created a world where everything is laid on, and if we switched everything off, no one could do anything. Do you know what
Mhm,
I mean? In the
mhm,
sense of like, okay, well, there's no supermarket anymore. We can do for food. There's
right.
no that kind of aspect. People don't know how to do anything, and I feel we are too reliant on technology and too subservient to technology that when it comes to doing anything practical, we can't do it, and that's what I worry
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Like, so I try and teach, um, well, Sienna, because Florence is one, um, how to
Plus,
cook.
she just eats your toe. She doesn't really care
Yeah,
about
plus
food.
yeah, plus she eats my toast. So basically, if I drop down dead, she'd be fine. She'd just eat
No,
my
she's like a cat. Like
yeah, she'll eat
she'll
my
find something.
yeah, she'll
Yeah,
eat my thoughts.
she's
It's fine.
you're tasty.
She's good.
Yeah, she's
And
fine.
if she started with my feet, she's a
Yeah,
fucking wrong one.
yeah,
But
yeah.
trying to teach kids how to cook from scratch is something that is fundamentally missing from our schools curriculum. And I don't know what's it like in America. The schools teach kids how to cook.
Not that I mean, I've worked in schools and there really has not been a lot
Mm,
of emphasis on cooking. And I
okay.
think that there's a lot of times, and maybe it's because I worked in a
Mm,
fairly wealthy school, elementary
mm,
school, where the kids the parents do a lot of work for their kids.
mm,
Like they do, like a lot of times you see, even by the time they're in third or fourth grade, they're still getting their clothing picked out by their parents. Their parents are still making their lunches. They're still,
wow.
there's a lot more of that helicopter kind of
Yeah,
parenting
yeah, yeah.
that's still
Thi-
going on.
This goes back to again our generational thing because I'm OG millennial. Like 1981 was like
Yeah,
millennial, and then obviously you fall into that category as well.
yeah.
And
Early millennial, I think they're called.
yeah, and in my school, they started getting rid of the classrooms that had the home economic stuff, like the cookers and the ovens and
Right.
all that business. So I remember, I think it was probably my second to last year at school that we baked bread It was the first time
Ah,
we baked bread in school. It was like, yeah, fucking
wow.
hell, made a loaf of bread. Look at me, I'm a fucking geezer.
Right.
Woo. And then after that, got rid of all of the home economic stuff, and it was just a classroom. So I feel that now the kids that came behind me, they weren't taught how to
Wow.
cook.
Right.
They weren't they weren't taught how to do yeast portions and sorting out bread, sorting out pastas, and all them sort of things. And because it was just handed to them. And now,
Yeah.
if it excuse me, if it all goes tits up, what are these kids going to do?
Right. So one of our one of our jobs is to film um these career education i- um ed, schools, and this one happened to be in the manufacturing. So we were focusing on manufacturing, different types of manufacturing jobs that are available, different educational stuff, such as like 3D printing is a
Yep.
big one. Um, um, we've got so there's one um, actually very close by community college to me. We were doing this, and they were teaching how to use a lathe. Now, a little history on the
Mm,
lathe. The Industrial Revolution of the 1700s only happened because the lathe was invented. So we can thank the Industrial Revolution on the lathe. So that's how important that's
for
how
the
important it is to society.
for the uninitiated, a lathe is a wood turning tool, which basically means that you put a piece of wood on a cylindrical
Yeah,
device that
like a
spins,
wheel.
and then you just carve into it.
So this particular teacher, his job was to teach manual lathe. And he said that the only way that he will ever let anybody go move on from the manual, like you, in order to use the digital lathes or the automatic lathes, the ones that you basically type in and then it does the rest of it. The only way that you can learn how to do that is if you learn the manual lathes.
Yeah,
And there's a reason. It's because you have to know what the movements are. You have to know what the pressure is. You have to know speeds. You have to know
mm,
what you're doing before you move on to let a computer do it.
yeah,
And that to me is kind of what missing. Like, yes, we all rely on computers. We all rely on communicating, finding information, um, entertaining ourselves through a computer or something like that, a tablet, a phone. If we could just take a moment to step back and look at what it was beforehand, if we could talk about things like eventually kids are not going to be driving cars. These kids in elementary school right now are not going to drive a car. It's going to be driven for them. Should they learn how to drive a car? Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Do you not think we've gone full circle in the sense of communication? Because what's happening now is that we are using memes, emotes, and
Yep.
emojis to communicate when basic Egyptians were doing that back in the day. So we can say so much through a couple of emojis, but all we're doing is regressing back to what was started in the very first kinds of communication back in the day.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think there's something to be said about the visual nature of people. We like to
Mm,
communicate visually. Um, it's it's something that like even if you have difficulty reading,
Mm-hmm.
I've had difficulty reading. I still am not great at reading. I love visuals. So like audiobooks. Like I said, I read
You
audiobooks.
have an amazing background.
Um and I okay,
That's
um
thrown you right off, isn't it?
right. Anyway, so
Go on.
I really like communicating visually. So yeah, so things like memes, um gifs, like these things communicate more than words. And it's also something that being in digital media, we understand a lot more that when we're talking to potential clients or to clients and saying like what they want from the digital media, it's like you have to be able to clearly show with visuals, not even with sounds or text. Like, forget the
Mm,
sounds, forget the text. If you're not
yeah,
visually, your message is not coming across visually, it's not going to work.
yeah,
So that's the thing that we're going to be seeing even more. We're going to be completely a visual society, which means we might actually end up losing a lot of the reading and writing. And you can see that especially in kids these days. There's a
yeah.
lot less reading and writing that they're happening. Not that I'm saying like all kids by the time they're in first grade should be able to read and write. And I still have a problem reading, but I have at least the skill enough that I could. And I think there's a little bit of that being left behind.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's if it's this that's going to be a problem, as if
Yeah.
their only means of writing is typing with their fingers. um I don't know. And
I'm
I'm trying to figure that out because this is also sort of my education as well.
I'm gonna push back against that a little bit in the
Okay.
sense of our eldest, Sienna, annoys the shit out of me because she puts the subtitles on or closed captions, whatever you want to call it, on every single show that she watches. Like I'll come down and
Yeah.
be like, why the fuck are the subtitles on? She's like, oh, do you like to read what's going on? And I've tried to drill into her because I'm kind of a I say this slowly now because it's late. I'm tired. Sesquipedalian tendencies. A sesquipedalian is someone who likes big words, and I've tried to drill that into Sienna, and she, as I say, puts the subtitles on for shows that she's watching purely because she wants to understand the words and how they're constructed.
Right.
And like, as much as it annoys me, I love it
Yeah.
because
That's good.
she's sitting there looking at the word, the construct of the word, and then redeploying that word correctly when it is in context. And I think to go contrary to your point, I think if people do more of that,
Yeah.
then the art of language and the written word is fine.
Yeah.
I just think that it's too easy and too lazy to just say nah. Just hear it. Just hear it.
Well, as to your point, I'm in agreement that um my boss has a boy who is now 6. He's in first grade, and he spent that kindergarten year not in a school, in a in a traditional classroom, which during that time that's when you learn how to read and write and spell and speak.
Mm,
What in order to get this child to learn how to read, um kid loves video games. right? Now, like loves it. And I would say there might be a little bit of an addiction to it. Maybe it's okay. Maybe,
I know where you're going with this. I know where you're
but
going with this.
so this kid loves video games. Now we're lucky in our society that video games have text on them.
There you go.
So, in order for this child to get get anywhere in the video game, he needed to learn how to read the text.
Yep.
And so his father, my boss, made
Mhm.
him read. And he would help them. He would help him, of course, get some of those larger words, maybe those more complex words, but being able to read that not only helped with his reading, but also helped with his video game. So that's the only way that he could get anything done in the video game is he would have to read. So I think that there is a way that we could take
Yeah.
what we have already, like you saying about Sienna watching TV with subtitles. That's not an uncommon thing.
Mm.
If you a lot of times if you're learning a different language, you would be watching with subtitles. You would be watching
Yeah.
something with subtitles. A lot of times, especially here, native Spanish speakers will watch English shows with the subtitles on so that they could learn how to read it as well as speak it and be able to make those connections. Or have translated subtitles as well so that they could hear the sentence in their native language and then be able to read it in an English language.
Yeah.
So it's not it's not unusual to have that, and it works out a lot, especially depending on the type of learner you are. I'm kinesthetic learner, so I kind of like reading and writing is not my jam. I like doing. I'm a doer. But that's it, we're all different, and that's why we
Giggity.
still go through. Fuck you. Anyway, I think it's time to say goodbye to all our family.
Oh, mate, this has been such fun. I love doing these little.
I love just sitting around talking to you. It's great.
Just chatting shit and just
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it is good fun.
It
But
is good fun.
yes, Brenna, do you wanna take us home? Because I took us home on the last one.
Yeah, all right. So thanks for coming to the after show. We were live on Twitch and on YouTube, so you can rewatch it if you did not get to see us. But thank you for all our after show watchers, especially my partner in crime, Jenna, which
Whoa! I'm here
you
too.
will. Oh, who? Who are you?
I'm here too.
Give me a second. Jenna and I will be doing our Patreon only videos together starting this upcoming weekend, and then we'll be able to post. You can only get access to them if you become a patron, so please do that. If not, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for coming over. For Wayne, the Lord Wanker of Essex, who we enjoy, and for me, Brenna Duncan, here in sunny Southern California, with Mikey not here and Jartan, I probably doesn't exist anymore.
Wow!
I have not seen his furry face in a long time.
Oh! Brenna, don't talk about his furry face.
Anyway,
He
for all of us,
he got a shave and it didn't go too well.
that's why he's not showing his face on here. I understand. He needs like a filter for it, like a Snapchat filter. Anyway, for all of us at the Bin Podcast, thank you for joining us in the after show, and see us on our regular Bins Day with the rest of the game. So
Th-
bye.
Thank you.